All right, chapter 26 of Mchl Armstrong, Fctry Boy, where yeah, we left Michael and we're back with Miss Brotherington, and learn of the death, get the death of poor the widow Mrs. Armstrong, having heard about the death of her son Michael. That it's even with all the kind of the joys that she gets with Edward being kind of nursed back to health, it just, there's too much, and she dies. Unfortunately, she dies with Martha Dowling coming to kind of see her, being bitterly, ashamed of her father. And I think I already talked about like him, about her, still holding out hope that he's going to somehow reform. That seeming to be very unlikely. She goes to Miss Armstrong, who takes one look at her face, and all the memories of that fateful day and her signing the articles of Michael's apprenticeship come crashing back at her, and that just kills her. Mary immediately says, "No, you have to leave. You have to leave." She leaves, having fixed her eyes one last time on the poor suffering widow, and knowing that that's like, that was me. That was me, and even my face does that. And indeed, the widow, who though she completely forgives Martha, dies that day, and it's a while before they're able to kind of get word back to Mary. I don't know if they even do in this section get word back to Mary that it wasn't her particularly, but Mary's got that in her heart, and that's just like, it's just, yeah, poor Martha, who trusted her father, and her father, who took advantage of her goodness, to convince Mrs. Armstrong. So the widow's dead, and Martha is suffering. Edward is getting better and better and better, and Mary is kind of aware that I can't particularly raise them here. I'm 22. I look very young, and I'm going to get a lot of grief from everybody if he's saying, like, I'm going to make him a scholar, and I'm going to make her a woman of fortune, which is interesting. I guess that means she's going to give him a fortune. It's like, basically, I'm going to adopt them, which, young looking girl of 22 seems quite bizarre. I guess she's a young girl of 22 who's a widow, because she probably was married when she was like 12 or whatever. God knows what age, to some old industrial one of these rich merchants who buys, they get young wives to carry on their names. And so she decides, I'm going to take him to London. Takes him to London, and it's like, maybe we should take him to the Rhine, to the baths. And the doctors are like, eh. It's like, some are like, no, that's bad. Some are like, it won't do any harm. And others like, yeah, it doesn't matter one way or the other. And obviously that's sort of something she seems to have set her heart upon. So they're all getting bundled together. They get a French maid, a German footman, and all this stuff. And they're off they go. And now we're going to switch back to poor Mchl Armstrong, who is still caught in the clutches, planning his escape from the Deep Valley. From the Deep Valley Mill. Right there, Theo. Theo's wandering. Right there. Right there. All right. So, yeah. And on that note, I'll leave this section of Mchl Armstrong, Fctry Boy. All right. More videos later.